In the heart of Croatia's rural landscape, one farmer had enough of inconsiderate drivers who constantly parked on his private property. For years, tourists and locals alike had been ignoring the signs he placed on his land, and no amount of warning seemed to deter them. He had politely asked them to stop, posted no parking signs, and even tried confronting the drivers personally, but nothing worked. The situation was becoming more than just a nuisance. It was affecting his livelihood. That's when this resourceful farmer decided to take matters into his own hands, and his ingenious form of revenge left the drivers stunned. The farmer's field was located near a popular tourist spot, and visitors often parked their cars on his land when the official parking lot overflowed. To them, it seemed like the perfect solution. But to the farmer, it was a daily frustration. The cars damaged the soil and crops, ruining his hard work, and he wasn't about to let it continue any longer. After multiple attempts to keep the vehicles off his land, he realized that no amount of warnings would work. He needed to make a lasting impression on these careless drivers. On a particularly busy day, with several cars parked in his field once again, the farmer put his revenge plan into motion. Armed with his trusty tractor, he decided to give these unwanted guests a taste of their own medicine. He started by plowing the field around the parked cars, creating deep trenches and ridges in the soil. The once flat land became an obstacle course of dirt mounds, making it impossible for the cars to drive out. When the drivers returned, they were met with a surprising sight. Their cars were stranded in the freshly plowed field, trapped by the deep furrows created by the farmer's tractor. Some panicked, others were dumbfounded, but none could leave without help. The farmer had effectively taught them a lesson about respecting private property. The drivers who parked on the farmer's land were not prepared for the revenge they encountered. They tried everything from pushing their cars to finding makeshift boards to create a smoother path, but nothing worked. The field was too uneven, and the cars were stuck. In true Croatian fashion, some locals who witnessed the scene couldn't help but chuckle at the clever revenge. Word of the farmer's actions spread quickly, and soon the tale became a viral sensation. Many applauded him for taking a stand, while others were simply entertained by the creativity of his retaliation. The story of the Croatian farmer's perfect revenge quickly made its way to social media, where it was shared around the world. People praised him for coming up with such an inventive solution to a problem that had been plaguing him for years. Instead of escalating the situation with anger or violence, he used his farming skills to send a clear message: respect others' property. While some questioned whether his actions were legal, the overwhelming response was one of support. Many felt that the drivers got what they deserved for ignoring the farmer's repeated warnings. The incident highlights an important message about respecting private property and the consequences of taking advantage of others' land. In a world where people often act without thinking of the impact on others, the farmer's revenge serves as a reminder that actions have consequences. The drivers had been warned multiple times, but they chose to ignore the requests. The farmer's clever retaliation was a non-violent yet effective way to reclaim his land and make sure the message stuck. After the story went viral, many hoped that the drivers had learned their lesson, and it seems the farmer's plowing stunt did the trick. Since the incident, there have been no further reports of cars parking on his field. The farmer's patience, creativity, and determination paid off, and he finally got the peace he deserved. In the end, this Croatian farmer proved that sometimes the best revenge doesn't require confrontation or aggression. Just a bit of clever thinking and a tractor.